Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Shay from Prime One Studio, here to bring you a closer look at Ahab, the elite veteran hunter from the Predator series. He's a fan favorite amongst fans of the Dark Horse comics, and we at Prime One Studio are incredibly proud and stoked to bring him to you guys today. For those of you who don't know, Ahab is one of the most badass characters in the Predator franchise. He's a seasoned killer who boasts an impressive collection of trophies across multiple planets from his encounters with countless deadly foes. He has an obsession tracking down a powerful extraterrestrial species known as the Engineers. We all remember that iconic scene in the comic where Ahab picks up the Engineer's skull after detonating the ship with his self-destruct device. Today, he isn't conquering an Engineer, but we have him towering over a gigantic centipede which he has just massacred with his combi stick, also known as the telescoping spear. His powerful yet simple pose is sure to command presence in any room you display him in. Of course, because Ahab is a weathered huntsman, he's going to have his battle scars. Taking a closer look at his portrait, we have captured the essence of his brutality by having one of his tusks broken off. In the comic, he is characterized by his right eye being scarred shut, which we've also depicted in great detail. Ahab is a respected and experienced elder predator, and to reflect that, the dreadlocks are slightly tinted pale blue at the bottom. For me, one of the coolest aspects of this piece is that we've incorporated real fabric into the statue. His kilt is adorned with realistic looking and feeling fur, and his red cape has stains and rips at the bottom. We've also integrated high-quality thread into the fishnet portion of his armor, which makes for a very cool mixed media piece for your collection. Something else that I'd like to point out is the amount of detail, attention, and care we've put into the body sculpt. The wear and tear, cracks and fissures in his armor elicit an image of a ruthless hunter who is experienced in battle. Skull and bone fragments of his enemies can be found draped across his body. Our painters have done an absolutely amazing job with bringing the armor from the comic to fruition. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at his weaponry. Here we've got dual blades attached to his wrist gauntlet that he uses to tear apart his enemies. And what Predator is without his trademark shoulder cannon, the plasma caster, which I may add is fully loaded with LED functionality. Check out the green blood just dripping off of the tip of his spear. And you can't forget the Engineer gun, which is essentially what brings Ahab to his unhealthy obsession in finding and hunting the Engineers in the first place. Notice the immaculate detail that we have in the carving on the handle of the Engineer gun on his back. If we just come over and take a look at the base here, check out the moss and the mushroom growths on the tree trunk. Our sculptors have even carefully etched carvings into them, bringing the setting of the Predator world to life. In addition, we have an extra head for you just in case you wanted to switch things up a little bit. That was a quick look at Ahab, one of our amazing upcoming statues available for pre-order soon. This is one that you definitely have to check out in person, so make sure you grab one while you can.
Today, we are going to get up close and personal with something that will give you the creeps, but at the same time, strike you with awe. Here is the latest addition to our premium Masterline Dark Horse comic series, the terrifying Tusked Xenomorph from the Aliens franchise. To give some background, Tusked Xenomorphs are a unique subspecies of the iconic xenomorph, identifiable by the plated head, reddish-brown colorings, and their distinct tusks. While the usual xenomorphs are more insectoid in appearance, the Tusked Xenomorph offers more of a crustacean-like facade, particularly with its shell-like head and glossy skin. Especially of note is this transparent forehead. When I first saw this, I was completely taken aback by how well made it was. Looking into it, we can see the alien's endoskeleton and all the fibrous connections inside. In saying that, not only is the top of the head super cool, the side of the face, the red tusks and jaws of this monster are what really brings this piece to another level. I was blown away by how clearly we can see how each part of the anatomy is connected to another. We can see which tendons layer over which parts of skin are thinner than others, the cartilage and solid bone. Our painters have added a lot of depth to every complex layer of the Tusked Xenomorph that I feel this piece can be studied in alien biology class. Every curve and point has been carefully designed to channel the energy of this creature, so much so you can almost hear the panting of it. Following along its head, we can start to see the incredibly intricate exoskeleton and sinewy limbs showing the strength and dexterity of this top-class beast. Its red-tipped, slender fingers are cleanly crafted, as well as its feet, which anchor it to the ground while at the same time giving off the impression that it can spring at you at any time. Moving on to the back of this piece, we have the segmented blade-tipped tail. Immediately, we can understand how it has protected, attacked, and killed. Note how each segment of the tail is like no other. This is so our piece can really reflect the living, breathing Tusked Xenomorph and its organic anatomy. Our sculptors and designers have done incredibly well in making sure our Tusked Xenomorph is powerful and dynamic, but also at the same time raw and alive. Personally, I think the curve of the tail is absolutely beautiful and brings this piece into perfect balance. And I know just the Tusked Xenomorph itself is impressive enough, but don't forget about this incredible base either. The circling of two young tusked aliens following the larger one's lead paints a scene of hunger and lust for blood. This piece is not just one static picture, it is a whole scene, with the Tusked Xenomorph lunging towards you and the smaller Tusked Xenomorphs waiting for you to fall. As with the main Tusked Xenomorph, we have not skimped on detail with the smaller tusks, and here's where we can see the iconic inner jaw being thrust forward, ready to kill. To sum up, I can proudly say that we have perfectly recreated the ominous feel of the Aliens franchise in this masterpiece, and have delivered onto the market the best representation of the Tusked Xenomorphs you can find. Our artists have brought to life the illustrations of the Dark Horse Comics Alien series and have interpreted them in a way that will not disappoint. This is a must-have piece for any Aliens fan, and if you aren't one yourself, this will be a great gift for that sci-fi fan in your life who seems to have everything. Either way, fans and non-fans alike will not be able to deny the brilliance of this piece.
El cine de los 80 fue el caldo de cultivo de grandes joyas del cine, y Depredador de 1987 es uno de los más claros ejemplos. Un depredador que surgió de un guión con formato de producción de serie B y que luego evolucionó como superproducción al hombro de John McTiernan.
During that time, there was never a movie quite like that. Little did they know that the mix of high-powered director, actors, and others, combined with creative special effects, makeup, and costuming skills, would result in something truly engaging and entertaining. So much that it built up a following fans and become a bona fide cult classic on its own.
Depredador tiene un diseño fantástico, tú sabes. como un guerrero maya berserker futurista salido del mismísimo infierno, diseñado para ser tu peor pesadilla.
Predator was filmed in a real jungle fraught with real dangers. It was a well-documented logistical nightmare for the crews. So, of course, we used that for inspiration on what iconic elements to add to the statue.
What's so special about this statue is that the last 1/3 scale jungle predator was made more than 12 years ago, and our high-quality homage to the predecessor is a tribute to this character's popularity today.
Para realizar la estatua de esta maldita máquina de guerra con visión termográfica y fuerza aumentada, debimos conseguir estar a la altura para lograr darle ese aspecto brutal que todos amamos. Por eso, debemos procurar volcar en esta estatua toda la esencia de este cazador tribal alienígena.
While filming the movie, real venomous snakes and scorpions actually invaded the set. They make a cameo in this impressive jungle-themed base. And you can sort of tell, this is the pivotal moment where the Predator reveals his true form to Dutch, because we seated his biomass in the gnarled roots of a tree. The Predator takes off his biomask and drops it in the putrid, leech-infested water of the jungle, which we have faithfully recreated here with translucent resin and detailed inclusions for a convincing watery effect. You're one ugly mother.
Controlamos las proporciones, las formas y las texturas hasta el más mínimo detalle. Todo ha quedado representado aquí. El cañón plasma, la biomáscara, las cuchillas, el dispositivo de autodestrucción.
We outfitted this badass statue in all the correct places with LED lights to heighten the drama of the piece. He's got it, his targeting sensors, his shoulder-mounted cannon, and his wrist-mounted console, which even flips open to reveal the self-destruct panel that the jungle predator activates.
Hemos incluido como pieza alternativa intercambiable la biomáscara Gort, la versión original de la máscara que luego fue descartada por la clásica que ya todos conocemos, pero vuelta a usarse en Depredador 2 dentro de la nave, donde hace su aparición los depredadores perdidos. Exclusivo para muy fans, entre los que me incluyo, por supuesto.
Predator 1987 has been so insanely successful. It has spawned numerous graphic novels, films, and video games. And to add to our already impressive lineup of Predator statues, this newest jungle predator honors what has come before and makes you excited for what is to come.
If you have always wanted the classic 1987 Jungle Hunter Predator, we offer you this as the must-have collectible statue in the market.